What's up, Planeswalkers? It's your boy K-Dog. We're back in Historic, and we're going to do a 2-for-1 video today. So we've got some best of one zombie tribal list. They're both Orzhov, and they're a little bit similar in some ways, but they're kind of focused on some different aspects of what we can do in zombies. So a couple new cards we're going to be taking advantage of. So we're just going to look at one deck, we're going to jump into some matches, and then we'll jump into the other deck separately, and it'll have its own matches afterwards. So I'll put the timestamp, so if you want to skip ahead or whatever, it'll be in the description. So this one we're focusing on in Oketra's name. 2 mana, instant speed for 1 and a white. Zombies you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. We're not playing any non-zombies, we're just all in on zombies here. This is our only white spell, so we're just going to be splashing white in the form of Godless Shrine, Isolated Chapel, and 2 Temple of Silence. And then we have 10 swamps, 2 Castle Locthwain. So 22 lands, since we're topping out at 3 mana with our 4 Death Barons for Lord of the Accursed, which obviously work extremely well with Oketra's name. So we have all these Anthem effects that hopefully we can spam the board quickly with zombies, and then play a Lord and just kill our opponent before they can Shatter the Sky or whatever it is our opponent's trying to do. Like, we don't even care what you're doing. We're just going to flood the board with zombies and try to kill you like as quickly as possible. So that's why it's zombie 1-drops, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-drop zombies. They're all pretty powerful in their own right. So the most synergistic and best 1-drop zombies here. So 4 Cryptbreakers. It's not really the best aggro list. I feel like it's a little bit of a mistake to run Cryptbreaker if you're just trying to be aggro, because it's just a 1/1 for 1. It's good if you're expecting the game to kind of go a little bit longer. So if you're playing more of a mid-rangey style, a little bit more control aspects, or even like some kind of a combo-y type thing or whatever, just any little bit slower build, and you usually get value off both sides of this, where you discard to make a 2/2, or tap 3 zombies to draw a card and lose a life. Obviously, sometimes you get these aggro matchups where it's kind of a mirror, and you don't have good attacks yet, and so maybe the Cryptbreaker will help you kind of break through, especially with like your Anthem effects. But overall, it's not really great, but it's still good value. So if we do get into that situation, then obviously we want to take advantage of it, because we're going to be going wide here with all these 1-drop zombies. So if our opponent plays a creature and we can't really attack into it with our 1/1, well, we can just spam the board with 3 zombies on turn 2, and one 1-drop on 1, then 2 on it 2, so we have 3 total zombies. And nice thing about Cryptbreaker doesn't have summoning sickness for that draw card aspect of it, so that's pretty cool. Diregraf Ghoul, of course, 2/2 for 1. The Dread Wanderer is a 2-powered for 1, has some recursion here. Dreadmalkin has Menace, and you can sack another creature to put 2/+1 counters on it, or Planeswalker. We're not running Planeswalkers in this build. 4 Foulmire Knights, 1/1 Death Toucher, or instant speed to draw a card. And then to fill our 2-drop slot, we're not actually running any zombies in our 2-drop, so just Oketra's name, cast down, eliminate Heartless Act. Just trying to spread the removal spells, because different decks kind of line up differently. So cast down hits certain decks, eliminate hits certain decks, and Heartless Act hits certain decks. So hopefully we just draw the right removal spell that we have, that we need. So that's why we have 2 of each of these, and then all 4 Lord of the Accursed and all 4 Death Barons. The nice thing about Lord of the Accursed is it can give your zombies Menace, which you're spamming all these 1-drops and things like that, and you can go super wide. Well, it's gonna be very difficult for your opponent to keep up. All right, that's the list. We'll jump into some matches, and then we'll switch over to the other deck. All right, up against Edge of Tomorrow. I guess we'll keep it. We're just playing a million 1-drop zombies, and we have 1. Alright, so we got 4 colors over there. Cool. I guess we'll play Lord, hit for 2 more. Scoured Barons, gain some more life. Paradise Druid. Yeah, we'll play Death Baron. If they don't have a board clear, we might just have lethal here. We might just have lethal. We'll see what they play. We're looking at all creatures that have a kill spell. We're tapped out though, so we can't really do anything in response. The nice thing about Dreadmalkin is if they kill something like one of your lords, then you can just sack it in response, put tokens on it. Okay, you've seen all of our creatures. Are you going to kill something? You probably want to kill a Lord or a Death Baron. Probably Lord of the Accursed. Or you want to gain control of it. That's cute. Let's see. 3... it's just a 2-2, so it doesn't really do a whole lot on its own. So we'll just do that. And, yeah, attack. You can jump block something. So Catcher's Name isn't quite lethal, especially with blocks. So we lose our Death Baron as they block with it. Yep. We can draw a card with Castle Locthwain, take 2. Pretty brave running Entrancing Melody in a, what, 4 or more color deck. That's pretty cute. I'm going to steal something else here. You're going to put a counter on a creature. And you're dead. Cool. So we have enough mana here. If we draw a Lord, we can Lord and Oketra's Name and really go for the blowout. We do not. Let's just activate. Everything has menace. Oketra's Name. Good game. What do we got? -5. Alright. That's pretty sweet. Alright, against Black Point or Piant. I don't know. Got some 1-drops. A couple Oketra's Names. A white mana source. And an Eliminate. So seems pretty solid. So next turn we can eliminate something, or we can Dread Wanderer plus play a land. I'm not worried about a 1/1 zombie, so we'll or goblin. So we'll just play the Dread Wanderer and Godless Shrine, preserve our life total a little bit in case it matters against this whatever this mono red list is trying to do. Obviously, all these cheap creatures are pretty susceptible to shocks and things like that. There's shock number 1. Goblin Banner. Okay, we can eliminate that. We're not blocking, but we'll just do it just in case. So yeah, mono red can be definitely a challenging matchup. We have lots of cheap removal, and we have cheap efficient creatures, so the removal lines up really well to what all the Oketras. Well, we'll attack, see if they want to block. They do not. Fire it off. We have any chance of winning. Not yet, but then they're just going to make, what, at least 2 tokens here? Yeah, triple Catcher's Name against mono red. That's pretty rough. We're not going to get around all these goblin tokens, so cool, good game. Alright, against Vaco Loco. Yeah, hand seems pretty good. Dreadmalkin here. Alright, again. Alright, so I'd like to do Foulmire Knight plus the Godless Shrine. Magma Spray. Electrostatic Field. We'll eliminate that. Yeah, fortunately mono red, just not a good matchup. Alright, let's spam 1-drops here. It's tempting to draw some cards with these Foulmires, but I'd rather just go wide. Here. 3 cards in hand, 4 mana. They can probably kill our entire board here. Make their Spell Gorger weird really big. Risk Factor. Yeah, I'll take that action. I'm not giving you cards. Lord of the Accursed. We'll swing all. They can block Dread Wanderer to lose their Spell Gorger. They can block the Foulmires, which have Death Touch. Dread Wanderer can come back for 3 mana once we have 1 or fewer cards in hand. I'm gonna kill my Lord. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll take that action all day. Wow, they had must have had a bad hand there. Alright, so we got owned by mono red and all the removal, and we drew all of our Oketra's names, but then this red matchup It's like their draws were in our favor, so I guess it balances out. Okay, up against Too Tall. And seems great. A couple of Death Barons. All the 1-drops we can spam onto the board. And dodge removal long enough to enact our game plan, and we found a 3rd land. So yeah, we can curve out beautifully here. Okay, looks like we're up against gates. If they have Gates Ablaze quickly, then we're going to get blown out. I guess Dread Wanderers. And if we lose them, we just get them back later. I mean, we probably have Gates Ablaze, but we're gonna go for it. Yeah, the Anticipate is gonna help them dig for it. All of our low toughness creatures, pretty easy to Gates Ablaze on even just 2 gates. If they have it, they have it. Put them down to 9. If they don't have it, we win next turn. Yeah, they had it. It's kind of the boring thing about Magic is like they have a sweeper, they win. If they don't, they lose. Like, if it comes down to that simple, it's just kind of like, alright, Guild Summit, draw a card. No, you want to open the gates instead of drawing a card? I guess. Kind of the same thing. If they're not finding lands, I guess that makes sense. I get to draw a card anyway, yeah. Thought they maybe played a land for turn. Hit them for 6. Down to 3, but odds of them not having a response here. Okay, you had double Gates Ablaze. Good job, opponent. We have Dread Wanderers, but this is just too not worth grinding. Best one, unranked. Not for me. Alright, against IC Canada. Alright, Cryptbreaker, Diregraf Ghoul. Oketra's name. Seems pretty solid. Fountain of Renewal. Oh, it's 280 card, 50 card deck. I will keep all the creatures. Could try to scry for a Lord effect, but 250 card gnome. Okay, opponent. Not showing mono blue so far. Azorius, even better. Tempted to draw a card, but I'd rather just push through for damage. Don't want to reveal the catcher's name and make them think they're under too much stress. Want to feel like they have a little bit of time. 4 mana open in blue. Alright, opponent, you got Settle the Wreckage, you got counter spells. Sure. Let's get settled here. Let's see, 3, 5, that's 8. Is that almost lethal? We'll try it. No counterspell? I just settle. Perfect. Your 250 card deck and you drew Settle the Wreckage. Alright, against Cast Oust. Yeah, that's why I don't like those 200 card decks. Like, either just draw absolutely nothing because it's a pile of nonsense, or you draw somehow in your 200 card pile, you draw exactly what you need against your opponent. Settle the Wreckage. That's just silly. That is just silly. I think I'd rather just draw a card here. I mean, we're more of a gold wide, but we do need our catcher's name or Lord effects. We're not going to win just by playing all these guys. Cycling. Dreadmalkin then. So that puts us 2 more points on board. I still don't think it's worth it. Gotta love seeing Uro in the unranked play queue. Thank you, opponent. Draw a card. Land. Well, there's Death Baron. What about the Foulmire Knight? Let's play it out. Alright, down to 8. Board clear. Nope. Shock. Revitalize. What is this nonsense? Footfall craters. Revitalize. Shocks. Uros. Like, you don't even need to have synergy. Uro just literally just fits into like any deck. It's insane. Alright, follow those cheap creators to be able to flood the board with, and our opponent's not really done much. They've kind of stalled out. To Revitalize and Uro getting, what, 6 life? Hydroid Crisis. Up to 7. Tapped out. Alright. Good game. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Alright, super simple strategy here. Just play your best 1-drop zombies, play some Lord effects, play in Oketra's name, just enough removal to kind of help you kind of clear the board. And then, yeah, a couple Castle Locthwains if you do need to draw lands maybe. Or just use some lands for some card draw. But, yeah, obviously not really something you could bring into best of 3 because your opponent's going to have removal like all the time. And, yeah, just going to make you... an unhappy zombie. So we want to be happy zombies and just flood the board with these guys, and then just use our Lord effects with Oketra's name, Death Baron, Lord of the Accursed, to kill our opponent as quickly as possible. So obviously we're susceptible to sweepers and you know, obviously like mono red type efficient removal that they tend to have a lot of. At least even the black decks have kind of a little bit more spot removal. It seems like, so you can probably kind of play around some of those lists a little bit. But yeah, those are kind of the biggest weaknesses. Otherwise, you can just aggro people pretty hard. And obviously, Oketra's name isn't really something that has been around Arena for very long, so you can definitely get people with this if they don't block correctly. Yeah, super fun list, super straightforward. Just flood the board zombies and attack. All right. The other zombie list, where you at? We got Unconventional Tactics. 3 mana, sorcery speed. Target creature gets +3/+3 and flying until end of turn. Whenever a zombie enters, you can pay white and return Unconventional Tactics from your graveyard to your hand. Another similar effect we have is Demonic Embrace. 3 mana, enchant creature +3/+1 flying, and a demon to other types, for whatever that's worth. And you can cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. So neither of these cards really care about being in the graveyard because you can get them back. Demonic Embrace, of course, you can just cast it straight out of your graveyard like it was in your hand, which is pretty sweet. You have to discard a card and pay 3 life. Unconventional Tactics, you have to actually play a zombie and have white mana open to get it back to your hand. So the odds of you playing a zombie, having white mana to put this into your hand means you probably aren't going to be able to have 3 mana open to actually cast it. But that's probably built into why it costs 3 mana, because that'd be a little bit broken if you could just do that instantly. Obviously, you do get a... have like a 1-drop and then pay the 1 white, and then have 3 mana open and additional. You can definitely do that, like starting on like turn 5 maybe. But otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty reasonable card either way. Just kind of have these effects that push in for a bunch of damage. Obviously, they work really well on Rotting Regisaur, something you've seen in mono black aggro list that run Demonic Embrace, and then put it on a Regisaur. And yeah, just swinging through 10 in the air is it's super hard to deal with. Your opponent basically has to kill it on the spot, or they're going to be going to probably be dead the next turn. So all 4 Rotting Regisaurs, and yeah, so we don't really care about stuff in our graveyard because we can just discard, and then get them back, with their effects, and then put them back onto our Rotting Regisaur and things like that. Alright, so starting out here, we have 4 Dread Wanderers. This is something that we can bring back to our hand from the graveyard. I actually go straight to the battlefield. Dread Wanderer goes straight to the battlefield, which is pretty sweet for 3 mana, but only if we have 1 or fewer cards in hand, which obviously we're going to lots of self-mill, self-discard, so it shouldn't be too hard to get to that point. 4 Foulmire Knights. If we top deck this, we can obviously use it for the card draw, and then just a 1/1 Death Toucher. 2 copies here of Eliminate, just for some nice early interaction. A couple copies of Heartless Act. Sometimes Eliminate isn't good enough, you need something a little bit. Hit bigger creatures like Questing Beasts and things like that. 4 Graveyard Marshal, another creature that cares about having stuff in our graveyard. We can pay 3 to exile a card from our graveyard, creature card specifically, and we get a tap 2/2 zombie creature token. So if we mill a bunch of zombies, we can just exile one of them with our Graveyard Marshal and make another 2/2 in its stead. The 4 Mire Tritons that help us kind of fill up our graveyard while gaining us life and being a 2/1 Death Toucher. 2 of Murderous Riders here just for some additional interaction. 2 Liliana Untouched by Death. It mills us 3 cards, and we mill a zombie, we gain 2 life. Our opponent loses 2 life. And since we don't care about stuff in our graveyard, because we can get it back with like we can recast these cards in particular if they get milled. And we have the Graveyard Marshal that cares about having creatures in our graveyard. We have the Dread Wanderer that can has its own self-activated ability where it can come back once we're empty-handed. And finally, for a little bit of spice here, 1 copy of God Eternal Oketra. Obviously, if we can put a demonic erase on that, it's pretty powerful. Because Oketra has 3/6 double strike, so it's essentially a 6/6. But if you give it +3/+1 and flying, now it's 6 power double strike flying. That's super hard to deal with. And any creatures we cast with an Oketra on board, we get 4/4 Vigilant Zombies. And if Oketra dies or is put in exile, we get to put it back into our library third from the top. So a pretty sweet card all around. But it's pretty gimmicky, probably all in on one strategy. So not really something you can really sideboard for. So I think really just best of 1 list. So 5 planes, since we do have Oketra and Unconventional Tactics, which are pretty white intensive, but we don't want to run too many because we have all these 1-drops and things like that. 2 Castle Locthwain, just a fantastic card draw. 9 Swamp, 4 Godless Shrine, 4 Isolated Chapel. All right. We'll jump into the matches and see how it goes. All right, against GamerWiz 01. Yeah, double Swamp with Dread Wanderer, Graveyard Marshal, and followed up with Unconventional Tactics. Seems pretty solid. All right, fix our lands here, so we got the appropriate Swamp and Plains. Of course, the Zombie Swamp and the Oketra Plains. Spectral Sailor right out of the chute. Don't even play it at instant speed. Our opponent is on a next level. Is it? Okay. So this could be tricky. They're going to have lots of good burn spells. Folio of Fancies. Okay, so they got some spice over there. We can hold it back on blocks. Sure. Won't take away your card draw. We can always get this Wanderer back later on. So if they're going to play in counter spells or cheap burn spells, they're going to hit us pretty hard when we try to, unconventional tactics and stuff like that. You didn't attack, but they didn't even block. I don't understand that. If you weren't going to block, then you should have just attacked. Alright. Double mountain now. Teferi's Tutelage. So you're just trying to mill me? With 70 cards? Well, we are also trying to mill ourselves. So the joke is on you, opponent. Unsummon? Really? With these creatures in play, you want to unsummon me? The fact they have a flyer kind of makes it tricky to do the unconventional tactics. Well, I guess we just go for it. Pretty easy block here, though. But they can't just block and kill a 2/1. For what it's worth. Alright, so we get that Sailor off the board, which is nice. So we do force the block there, which is nice. But if they're able to just draw a million cards, then they could mill us out. Since we're also trying to mill ourselves. Not a lot, but just enough. So we'll see. I mean, all these 3 lands in hand is pretty terrible. It's going to be very difficult to recover from this. I mean, even Castle Locthwain drawing cards against a mill deck isn't really ideal. And I have this 4 toughness. It's going to be hard for us to attack through. We can Unconventional Tactics and do that again. But now we definitely can't really attack. We'll just have to put on the Graveyard Marshal to force as much damage as possible. Down to 9, but there goes that strategy. We can play a zombie and get our thing back. We could kill the 4 toughness wall to get it out of the way. The Protege is pretty annoying since they can activate that and mill us out. I mean, we have 40 cards, so not under huge pressure here, but obviously that could change quickly. We're milling all of our Rotting Regisaurs. If we had one of those, obviously that would kind of be game, but it is what it is. Man. Alright, yeah, let's kill the stupid wall so we can punch through for damage. I don't know if we would want to play the Triton to self-mill. Probably just Graveyard Marshal, make a 2/2. Oh wait, that's 3 mana to activate. Yeah. We'll just play it out then. Alright, so we're going to tap out there, so no reason to worry about that. Opponent at 7. Okay, Teferi's Aegis Insight, so they can start turbo milling us here. Alright. Play you. We have 6 mana, so there's only so much we can do. We'll just Tactics, discarding the plains. 1 blue mana open, 1 card in hand, could be unsummon, which would suck. But we're gonna go for it. Alright, it works. Got him down to 1. We'll pass the turn. We'll just make a 2/2, try to go wide. Not sure what the red is for. I saw Burn Bright. What? Why are you playing Burn Bright in a mill deck with like 1 creature, 2 creatures? You're gonna give your defender plus. Oh man. Okay. I don't understand Burn Bright. Another Demonic Embrace. Perfect. Four mana open, 2 cards in hand. What do you got, opponent? We need to deal with this Graveyard Marshal. You're gonna folio, look for an answer. Down to 23 cards. Yeah, you're getting us pretty quickly here. 0-4. Sure. Regisaur. Alright, Demonic Embrace on you. Discarding you. Alright, interesting list. We'll take it. Alright, against Ambrose. I mean, Oketra's pretty cool. Not ideal for opening hand. Regisaur. Discard these embraces. It's a little slow, but very, very powerful if it works out. So we'll try it. Can't play the Dread Wander. Alright. Plains it is. We got the turn 2 Dread Wander. Black and black. Alright, you have instant speed kill spell. You can't kill on stack. You gotta let it resolve. No. So they have something here that was holding priority. A Golgari. Ooh, Obelisk Spider. We'll play Regisaur. So there you go. It has reach, so obviously these embraces are only going to work so well against that. But we'll go for it. We killed our Regisaur. Yep. So happens when you play a slow hand like that. Give him easy targets for removal. 4 toughness, 1 power means we absolutely cannot attack in with our Dread Wanderer. Wow, they attacked in. They are attacking us. That's showing no respect. Two for 5. Alright, next one we got Oketra. I'm sure the Dread Wanderer dies here. Yeah, we'll just Oketra and hope to Demonic Embrace of that. Barrier Breach. I guess they don't like shrines. No, neither do I, so. I mean, you can cycle it. Alright, we need to deal with this Obelisk Fighter so it can't block our dudes. Heartless Act means it gets a counter. And we have a Heartless Act in hand. Ah, man, really? That's dumb. Alright, let's Oketra, see what they do. They do nothing. I'll pass. Okay, they have 2 counters now. Oh man, if this is Eliminate, that would have been pretty easy. No reason to Demonic Embrace because they have easy blocks. We need to kill that and then Demonic Embrace, and that would have been game. We'll remove the counters. Let's draw. Try to find Eliminate to get rid of that. We don't have anything in our graveyard. We do have a Murderous Rider though. Alright, Oketra. Whew. Get it done, girl. Alright. Alright, against Tanalorn. Yeah, we'll keep it. 1 drop into 2 drop. We got a Tactics. We got some removal. What can go wrong, right? Hinterland Harbor. Mire Triton. Oh, there's a Regisaur would have drawn next turn. Oh well. It's kind of the danger of these self-mills. Sometimes you mill things you don't necessarily want to. Alright, we'll go ahead and fire this off. Why not? Doesn't like our opponent's really doing much. Put some pressure on them. Take advantage of that while we have it. Next turn we have double Heartless Act for their 1 creature. Elementals. Alright, because you can't do enough busted stuff with elementals in the ranked play queue. Oh, it looks like they're playing Yarok. So elementals can get pretty out of control pretty quickly, so I don't really love seeing elementals. Risen Reef gives them a ton of value, and they have the Yarok. Alright, well, we have Heartless Act. You gonna concede now? Yep, killed your Yarok. It's like, if you don't kill it, then they just get so much value. If you do kill it, then your opponent just goes into a corner and cries. Alright, let's do one more. Alright, up against Kasu. It's okay. You need another Black Mana Source here to get the Embrace or Murderous Rider, but we have the Knight on one and Heartless Act to follow it up with. Turn 1 play. Llanowar. You're playing Elf Ball on Unranked. Alright, we'll swing one. See what they got. We're stuck on lands here. We'll just move on. Another Llanowar. Alright, we'll attack. You want to trade? Go and throw another 1/1 out there. Well, I'm going to wrap into something good here. What do you got? For the manas, Colossal Majesty. It's just got a mono green big stuff here. Yeah, we desperately need another land. There it is. There it is. I could open Murderous Rider, but probably don't have haste. I mean, it could be a questing beast, but imagine they would have played it last turn, but maybe they just want to draw a card. So, short of that, we're fine to just play a. Wow, they didn't have a spell here. Well, if they're stuck on lands, we're going to go for the throat here and get rid of the Llanowar. That might just prompt a concede. Of course, putting a Demonic Embrace on a lifelink creature is not a bad idea either. Oh, they're in Ghoul. Frenzied Errands. How about that? Do we just kill it? I feel like Murderous Rider and then hold up trying to Demonic Embrace it is a little too cute. Let's just go for maximum damage here. They can't block the 4, they can block this one, but then Death Touch kills their creature. Next turn we can have the Murderous Rider open on something else, depending on what they have. Don't really care about their card draw, we can kind of outvalue them, I think. Since they're all the way down to 6. Quartzwood Crasher. Oh, they're going to make a token. Dreadwander. Alright, let's kill the Crasher. Leave the 1/1 back and swing 4. Yeah, we'll play a Dreadwander. Pay white. So now we have Unconventional Tactics that can kill them next turn unless they have Reach or Flying in their Quartzwood Crasher deck. Or Gargoth, those have Reach. Well, we have multiple creatures with Flying with the Demonic Embrace. So they're effectively at 5 life here. We don't quite have lethal. But they have to block, so they don't have lethal either. What are you going to choose? Go for the life. Alright, down to 1. We're going to play our 2/3 lifelinker. So a million cards in hand, but if you play all these big expensive spells, you can only do 1 spell a turn. Alright, got the life gain land. What do you got? We have the Embrace in our graveyard, so we can discard whatever we draw. Probably target the Murderous Rider. Looks like they have some removal though. Fight spell, ram through. Nope, Quartzwood Crasher. Okay, and they're dead. Yeah, I don't even care. Smash, smash. You did it, opponent. You go down to 1. Sure. Swing 5 in the air, lethal. Alright. Sweet. Alright, so of course, Rotting Regisaur was kind of the focus of the deck, because that's typical what you see in like mono black aggro and things like that. But barely even made a difference. Seemed like we milled it, or card immediately died. But yeah, kind of doubling up that Demonic Embrace type effect with Unconventional Tactics, which obviously is nowhere as good of a card, but it fills kind of a similar role, but it's only a one-time deal and at sorcery speed. At that, it is repeatable though, so it makes it kind of fun in a janky kind of way. And then obviously Oketra is super powerful. Maybe going up another Oketra might be worthwhile. It is a 5-drop, of course, and we're trying to kind of keep our curve a little bit lower. Mostly 3 drops. We'd have a couple of Lilianas here, and then 1 Oketra for our 4 and our 5 drops. Everything else is 2 and 3, basically. Obviously some decent 1-drops here with Dread Wanderer and Foulmire Knight to kind of put some early pressure on our opponent so that the Embrace and Tactics kind of finish them off. Or just making, you know, your 2-1 zombie now a 5-powered flyer. That can be pretty powerful as well. Yeah, and then Graveyard Marshal is another way to kind of abuse our graveyard. Mire Triton means we don't care if we mill stuff, because we can just get them back by paying mana, or just casting it out of our graveyard with the Embrace. Obviously Murderous Rider is just a super powerful card in its own. And then yeah, your removal spells, Heartless Act, Eliminate. Just hard to find, pick one and settle on it, because they each kind of do different things and they match up against different decks. So you kind of need a little bit of a variety, I think, of removal spells to match up against those different decks. But obviously keeping the air clear is probably pretty key. But yeah, it just kind of depends what your matchup is. So yeah, pretty fun little list. Kind of a couple different looks at zombies, kind of a more 1-drop focused and Anthem effects. And this one more kind of a more big zombies, and then putting you know, Demonic Embrace or Unconventional Tactics to get through for, you know, ideally 10 points of damage in the air and kill your opponent in just a couple big crunchy swings. So yeah, super fun list. Couple different looks at zombies. There's still tons of different ways you could play zombies. Obviously we explored a few different ones. Other content creators have done their thing, and it's just pretty sweet to see. So happy to see zombies back on Arena and all the different things you can do with them. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, make sure you jank with a purpose.